in the Roger Penske 22 Dodge, who set the fastest time. He'll make a run for the pole shortly in qualifying with great contest from a couple of Illinois natives. Danica Patrick, Roscoe, Illinois, set second fast time in practice. And the defending winner of this race, Riverton, Illinois, Justin Allgaier. Also with a good quick car, 43 drivers set to go 2 laps on the clock in the run for pole position at Chicagoland Speedway before this afternoon's STP 300 for the NASCAR Nationwide Series. ESPN welcomes you live to the track on an overcast day. There are some showers on the radar just to our north, but they have stayed to our north. The track is dry, and the first car rolls for qualifying just moments from now. With some stories from pit road, we begin with Vince Welch.
Alan, as you indicated, Danica Patrick is an Illinois native, and she spends much of her time during the season in Chicago as well. So this is as close as it gets to being a home race for Danica. So very fitting that she would be one of the contenders for her second career Nationwide Series pole. Now, this is a 1.5 mile track, and this is where she is most comfortable. Of her 4 career top 10s, 3 have come on 1.5 miles. She posted the second quickest time in final practice yesterday and is definitely a pole contender today. Mike Massaro?
Being the only full-time Sprint Cup Series driver in today's field, many people have already labeled Kyle Busch the favorite. His crew chief Mike Beam, though, not taking anything for granted, saying we never underestimate the competition, nor should they. Busch is still looking for his first Nationwide Series win of the season. Speaking with a sense of urgency Friday, Beam told me we need to get Kyle a win in his own car. The team looking to take a very large step in that direction, trying to take a car that was top 5 in practice yesterday and put it on the pole, Alan.
Mike, thanks. And there are the field of cars all lined up through technical inspection and ready to roll out onto this racetrack for qualifying just moments from now. And topside, Alan Bestwick, along with champion driver Dale Jarrett and champion crew chief Andy Petrie. A lot of 1.5 mile tracks on the NASCAR circuit. In fact, nearly a third of the Nationwide Series schedule is run on 1.5 miles. Is this 1.5 miles particularly difficult to make a qualifying run on?
Well, there are things that make it difficult. You know, there's plenty of banking in the corners that would say to carry these speeds, everything would be fine. But there's a lot of lack of grip here, and there's a lot of bumps around this racetrack. And if you hit these not at the right moment and with your steering wheel not in the right position, it can create a lot of problems for the driver. You have to be in the gas a lot if you're going to get a fast lap around here. You're over 180 miles per hour entering the corners, so you better be on your game.
And all the teams yesterday had conditions that are a lot different than they are now. It's actually pretty good for speed. That can also cause some issues, though. If you carry a little more speed in these corners with these bumps you're talking about, you can get down there and rub the splitter and the hard parts of the cars where it can really slow you down. So some of the teams are going to hit it, some are going to miss it. We'll see who gets it right.
We will just momentarily when the first car rolls out onto the racetrack for Nationwide Series qualifying here at Chicagoland. Right after our qualifying session is done, we go to the American Le Mans Series Grand Prix of Mossport, 1 Eastern today here on ESPN2. The Nationwide Series race is over on ESPN, the STP 300, starting with NASCAR Countdown. That's at 2 Eastern time. And we finish up the motorsports coverage today with the Mopar Mile High NHRA Nationals on ESPN2 tonight at 7 Eastern time. Qualifying rolls in just a minute. Chicagoland Speedway, Joliet, Illinois, live NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying. Race coverage starting at 2 Eastern over on ESPN today. First car on the track is Carl Long, the North Carolina driver, completing the first of his 2 laps on the clock.
Picked up a 2nd and 4/10 from practice on that first lap.
43 cars here for 43 starting spots, so no bumping, nobody to go home. Setting the starting order, the pick of pit stalls, and so on for today's race.
See if he can pick up on the second lap. We didn't really see that in drivers that made a mock qualifying attempt yesterday, that the second lap was faster. He was generally somewhere a 10th to 10th and a half slower. He's going to take a little shorter way around this time.
He picks it up.
3/10. 33.39 for Carl on his second lap. A little bit better than 161.6 miles an hour.
That's something we might see today, though, with these conditions the way they are. It can kind of change that. Yesterday was very hot, sunny, and sometimes when it's like that, the best grip you're going to get in the tires first lap. You might see the second lap be quicker today. Some of them.
Matt Carter's in the 71 car this week. You know, thinking about these drivers who did all of their practice here yesterday on Saturday, and now the first lap they're going to make in the car on Sunday, under those different conditions or not, is to go as fast as you possibly can in qualifying.
Yeah, I always found that difficult, that was the first thing that you had to go do on a day, whether it was Friday practice and then do it Saturday, race Sunday, whatever the deal was. When that's the first thing that you have to do, to me, that was always the most difficult time. You know, whenever you had a Friday practice session and then you qualified later on, you felt like you were kind of still in the rhythm, but you adjust to it. And you made mention, as we were talking earlier, that this is kind of the way they do it all the time now.
Yeah, this is the way the Nationwide Series does it. They usually qualify on race day, almost always. So there is a time gap between practice and qualifying. They're kind of geared for it.
Matt Carter, new fast time, 32:54. 165.9 miles an hour. A little water out the overflow. Just underway. NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying at Chicagoland. NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying, Chicagoland Speedway. Tim Schendel ran while we were away and has put himself up into second spot on the board. Wisconsin driver unbuckling after his time. Benny Gordon went to the top of the board when he made his run a second ago. 24 car had 168.75 miles an hour. He's just been knocked from the top spot by Stephen Light into 47. Stephen at 100, just shy of 170 miles an hour. And going for two.
We're really seeing the speeds up today from yesterday. Of course, really hot racetrack yesterday, and now they've got a lot more grip. Yes.
It was very sunny yesterday, and it is very overcast now. So second lap for Stephen Light, a little bit slower, but he goes to the top of the board of the 5 cars that have run. Here is Mike Harmon on the track in the 74. Forecast high for today was 95 degrees. Not sure with this overcast we're going to get there by any means. And again, there are some pretty serious showers to the north and west of us on the radar, but as I've been watching them, as they get closer to the speedway, they just seem to break up. And I hope that pattern continues.
And that's what the locals say up here, that it will, so we'll hold out hope that's what happens. And so far, so good.
First lap for Mike Harmon, only 5th fastest out of the 6.
And certainly nationwide teams are all hoping that they're not here tomorrow. They have a short enough week getting ready to be in Indianapolis basically on Wednesday to get ready for a Thursday practice.
Truck's supposed to roll into the Indianapolis Motor Speedway at 9 a.m. Wednesday morning. A lot of the teams based in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. That's a pretty good poke away from Joliet, Illinois. Mike Harmon, second lap, a little faster, but still 5th out of 6. It is Stephen Light, the early leader in NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying. Morgan Shepherd just finishing his qualifying run back at Chicagoland Speedway. NASCAR Nationwide Series time trials. Morgan taking just the 1 lap. And new leader is that car, the 40. Eric Darnell just went to the top of the board. Another one of the Illinois natives in the field. Beach Park, Illinois, about 75 miles from here. And Eric top of the board at 170.7 miles an hour. 08 car this week is Tim Andrews. Had her going there for a bit in turn 1.
Yeah, he carried the speed down in the corner, but then he's lost speed all the way through and off of turn 2, and that really kills you down the back straightaway.
Look at that. That's 2 consistent laps.
They're laying right on each other. Might be all she'll do.
Yeah.
Look at our fast lap right now by Eric Darnell. That's about a second or a little more than that faster than he ran yesterday. So the track's got a lot of speed in it.
Second lap for Andrews, bit faster, 32.48. 166 miles an hour and change. 50 car is TJ Bell next up. His team had to change an engine yesterday, but does get to keep his qualifying spot, the way that the rules work in the NASCAR Nationwide Series.
TJ ran the truck race last night, so he's got a good idea of what kind of track conditions he has. See the car kind of dancing over those bumps.
Yeah, and once it starts and you do that, then you just kind of have to walk the car up out of the corner a lot of times.
That'll be good for 5th fastest on the first lap for Bell.
That lap was about 3/10 faster than what he ran yesterday, but we have seen a number of the drivers pick it up somewhere 1/10 to 3/10 here in the second lap.
He's a little lower on the racetrack that lap.
It's going to be a little bit quicker.
Yeah, definitely going to pick it up. Doesn't move him in the running order, but he does pick up a couple of tenths.
Eric Darnell leading in qualifying so far at Chicagoland. NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying from Chicagoland Speedway. Blake Cook, 2nd fastest this week aboard the 42 car. 31.76 for Blake Cook. Team car driven by Chase Miller has just posted the 4th best time, 31.93 for Chase Miller. Eric Darnell still the fastest in the 40 car. On track now, last year's Rookie of the Year, Timmy Hill. 19 years old. I know I say that a lot, but I have a hard time getting over that sometimes. When you look at some of these guys, 18, 19 years old and racing in the NASCAR Nationwide Series already.
Yeah, this year he's gotten 2 top 10 finishes, both at Daytona. Finished 7th in February and 9th just the last time we were there. So he's having a good year so far.
New fast time.
Yes, career best start. 21st came in Iowa back in May. Trying to improve on that today.
171.2 miles an hour on the first lap. Second lap, touch slower. But Timmy Hill, new leader in Nationwide Series qualifying. Downstairs to Vince.
Well, certainly one of the most popular guys at the racetrack every weekend, Travis Pastrana. Last week at New Hampshire, we saw him win the Rallycross race, and now running the Nationwide car here. What's been your impression your first time at Chicagoland Speedway?
Well, I was really excited about getting on some faster tracks until I got to Charlotte. Then I realized I was a complete fish out of water. So, worked a lot from the Charlotte race to come here. Started out a little loose again. I said, look, I think I can drive a loose car as good as anyone, but we got to not have the same performance as Charlotte. So tightened her up a lot. Might be a little bit too tight, but I say, you know what? We can work on that towards the end. I got to get laps, and I got to not spin this thing.
There you go, Travis Pastrana. That's the game plan for today, AB.
Well, I really like that approach, especially for a young driver to go out there. That's smart that he's thinking like that, because it's, I mean, you can have a car that's loose and it'll go fast, but boy, it's risky. We saw that at Charlotte with him. He spun it out, what, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, and if you're spinning, even if you're not hitting anything, you're backing yourself down then too, so you're really not being able to evaluate your performance and learn, and Travis is taking the right approach here. He needs laps on the racetrack and in racing conditions.
Danny Eflin, 5th fastest. Second lap, the better of the 2 in the 4 car. Timmy Hill, fastest time, 7th driver to hold the top spot. Former Nationwide Series champ Jeff Green climbing out of his car after setting fast time in NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying, 171.5 miles an hour for Jeff, and he is at the top of the board right now. 16 of 43 have gone. Jeremy Clements just took the checkered flag. First of his 2 laps was the quickest. 170.7 miles an hour for Jeremy Clements. And again, that's going to be a 4th out of now 17. New fast time. Johanna Long, top of the board.
Yeah, and a really fast lap.
Yeah,
117. That's the fastest lap of the weekend so far.
One of 14 drivers making their first start here at Chicagoland.
Picking it up in the second one, too. She has been here before. She ran a truck race in 2010, so she's got some experience on this track.
Well, said they were going at things a little slow yesterday in practice. A new race car chassis from Richard Childress's operation.
Picked it up.
Put it to good use.
100.9 173.617 mile-an-hour average speed on that lap for Johanna Long, new leader in qualifying.
Very nice.
Taylor Malsom next on the track. We check on pit road with Vince.
Brad Sweet, he's won in everything he's raced, sprint car, midget, even got his first World of Outlaws win earlier this summer. Now it's the Nationwide Series. How's the transition going for you in the 38?
Well, it's been up and down this year, to say the least. We started off really strong in California, and you know, we've had a few weekends where we've been fast and had speed at times, and we've been in a few crashes. So looking to kind of get it turned around, you know, here tonight, or today actually, here in Chicago. And Grant Clipp's car was, you know, felt really good in practice. It's a little loose in our mock run, so I don't know what I'm you know, what's going to happen here in qualifying. But you know, I feel really good about our car today, so hopefully we'll be able to bring home the top 10.
Yeah, this guy can really get up on the wheel. It's only a matter of time, Alan, until the results start to reflect it.
Big learning curve, jumping from open wheel midgets and sprints to right into the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Yes, with some time in the Camping World Truck Series for Brad Sweet, but that's an awfully big transition.
Yeah, the only thing that translates is you're trying to go as fast as you can in both of them.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else that really goes over.
Now, I don't know if it was just me, but Taylor Malsom's car, to me, looked like it was not doing at all what he wanted it to when he went down into turn one on both of his laps.
I don't know if he was nervous, but it made me nervous watching. So, but he got the most out of it. The 7th fastest right now.
And next up is Mike Wallace on the track, 01 car.
Got a good lap going, but see, we're comparing his lap to Johanna Long's lap, and I'm telling you, that was a really fast one. That 31:10 is going to be, it'll be hard to beat for a while. I'm sure there's some cars out there later in the running that are going to be able to make a run at that, but that's a good lap she put up.
Mike, third fastest on that first trip around.
We kind of hear right there just how little he was out of the throttle, and that's what we were talking about early on. You just have to drive these things so hard. The tapered spacer reduces the horsepower, so you've got to get the most out of it, especially here qualifying. Got all the grip you're going to get. Got to drive it hard.
And right there at the entrance to 3, and again at the entrance to 1, are the spot where those bumps come into play that you were talking about, DJ, right at that critical moment where you're turning in.
Yeah, you're carrying a lot of speed, over 180 miles an hour, turning down into the corner, you hit those bumps. Just hope that when it lands that you're headed in the right direction.
Fractionally faster on the first of the 2 laps for Mike Wallace. Leaves him 3rd on the board out of 19 that have run. Reminder for you that ESPN's coverage of Major League Baseball continues tonight and tomorrow. First tonight at 8, Josh Hamilton and the Rangers face off against their division rivals when they take on Mike Trout and the Angels. Then tomorrow night, the Rangers are back, this time hosting Adrian Gonzalez and the Red Sox at 8. Sunday Night Baseball presented by Taco Bell. Monday Night Baseball presented by USAA, both on ESPN. Also available on ESPN3, on WatchESPN.com, and the Watch ESPN app. Watching Eric McClure in the 14. 5th fastest on his first lap. Here's the second trip around the racetrack for McClure.
He's a lot quicker now off of turn 2. You can see that tracker. Back in second. And keep it up.
And a lot of times drivers that may have made some changes to their cars a little bit. They see some other drivers picking up on the second lap. They'll kind of just get that first lap out of the way, know that they've got a good solid effort, and then try to pick up some time on the second one.
Tell you what, front end of that car, that splitter was just nice and level across the pavement all the way through 4, up to second fastest for Eric McClure on that lap at 172.298 miles an hour. He trails Johanna Long, climbing out of her car after setting fast time so far here at Chicagoland. Speed right along through the NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying session today here at Chicagoland Speedway. Josh Richards, just 1 lap, 9th fastest for the West Virginia driver, former World of Outlaws late model champ. 23 car, Jamie Dick, also has run while we were in the break, and he posted the 3rd quickest lap on the second of his 2 trips around this 1.5-mile track. 18-year-old Tanner Berryhill on the track now. First lap, 15th fastest. This is the second of the 2 laps. Not going as well as perhaps he would like either, according to the tracker.
Made his series debut in Richmond in April.
And the first of the 2 laps is going to be the best one, 31.95 for Tanner Berryhill. Johanna Long, #1 spot on the board right now, Mike.
And she's had a big smile on her face since she's gotten out of the car, Alan, rightly so. Fast time so far. Tell me about your qualifying effort.
It's been crazy. You know, we unloaded yesterday. We were extremely far off. You know, this is a new car for us, and we're trying to get all the bugs out of it. But these guys never give up. You know, the ML Motorsports guys never give up, and we made a big progression from yesterday. And I'm really happy to be a part of this and this Ford Travel Motor Coach Chevrolet.
You've never run a nationwide race here at Chicagoland Speedway. I know you have run in the truck series here a couple of years ago. How do you see the challenge this weekend?
It's just getting the experience and learning these cars around this racetrack. You know, it was a struggle trying to find the type of race car that I wanted and what I was asking for yesterday. But I feel a lot comfortable since the sun's back down, and hopefully it stays like this because I feel like we'll have a pretty good race car for the day.
Good luck this afternoon.
Thank you so much.
Very happy Johanna Long, Alan.
Top of the board right now, Mike, after 23 have run. Now make it 24. Joe Nemechek, first of his 2 laps, 6th quickest. And about to finish lap #2.
So we can pick it up a little bit here. I'm sure there's a lot of drivers out there that would echo her sentiments about glad that the sun's not out as much and have a little bit more grip on this racetrack.
Yep. Forecast high for today, 95 degrees, but it is overcast. Temperature about 84 right now. And a hot, slick, sun shining down on a racetrack versus an overcast, keep that sun away condition would be much welcomed by a lot of people, I would think. But probably giving the crew chiefs fits in an impound race where you have to set the car up.
Oh yeah,
this morning.
It is. But that's why they make the big bucks.
Here's Travis Pastrana. Vince interviewed him a little while ago, told us that they had the car on the conservative side because he just needed to get laps and finish laps. Strategy that certainly we think is a good one.
He's not going to be real happy with that lap, though. It's about 7/10 off the lap that Johanna Long put up.
Quick on the first lap. Second lap, track in that same ballpark.
It sounded like he got out of the gas pretty early over there on the entry to 3. I don't know if that car's still a little bit on the loose side for him entering the corner.
Actually slowed up on the second lap.
19 thousandths of a second slower on lap 2. Travis Pastrana 14th out of 25 that have gone to this point. 18 cars to go. Brad Sweet headed onto the racetrack next. NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying, Chicagoland Speedway. Brad Sweet has just finished his 2 laps and rolled back into the garage for the impound. 5th quickest for the driver of the 38, 172.194 mile-an-hour average. Jason Bowles goes to #2 on the board in the 81. For Randy McDonald Motorsports, 173 miles an hour and change. Nice effort there. And there is the new fastest lap of the day. That is Kenny Wallace in the 09.
No surprise there. The man with the most nationwide starts of any driver. Too loose. Loose was fast that time.
Not going to be able to pick it up, though. You can see how much time he's losing.
You didn't want to finish that line?
Hey, we all know what loose is. It's fast and on the edge, out of control.
I gave you everything I got. I cheated them.
We love you, Kenny. That's awesome.
174 miles an hour. Kenny Wallace, top of the board. Vince, you get to follow that up.
I don't know how to do it, but I'm going to do it with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 2 of the 3 wins for you this year have been on the mile-and-a-halfs, including Texas, where we use the same tire here this weekend that we use there. What kind of information does that give you?
I don't know, but our Rangers Reserve tender beef Mustang was pretty good yesterday in practice. We're kind of back to our baseline package and ready to go for it today. We didn't do a qualifying run, but we're going to be close to wide open, I think, in this qualifying run. And same tire as Texas, so hopefully we can get a win.
We'll keep an eye on it for sure. Alan?
There's your new fast time, Brian Scott. And if you want to pick someone to perhaps get a first NASCAR Nationwide Series win today, this would be a good pick.
Yeah, watch this. And pick it up even more.
Looked like he felt pretty comfortable with that first lap, picking it up here a couple of tenths.
Oh, yeah. 30.74. That's a great lap.
175.667 miles an hour. Brian Scott, top of the board. With 14 cars to go, reminder that when we're done with our Nationwide Series qualifying, the American Le Mans Series Grand Prix of Mossport comes up next here on ESPN2. Our coverage of the Nationwide Series race is over on ESPN, starting with NASCAR Countdown, the STP 300 at 2 Eastern Time. The Mopar Mile High NHRA Nationals are at 7 Eastern Time tonight on ESPN2, wrapping up a busy weekend of motorsports on the ESPN networks. So the number 11 atop that scoring pylon in the infield here at Chicagoland Speedway for now, James Buescher on the racetrack, who saw his number in NASCAR's Camping World Truck Series atop the board at the end of their race here last night.
Yeah, he did it the hard way, too.
Yeah, he did. Came from 2 laps down to win the race.
Whoa. That's some kind of carburetor issue. He changed it. Lost a couple laps, came back, won.
Had a little bobble there coming up off of 4 on that second lap, so it'll be 5th quickest on the first lap for James Buescher. Mike?
And Kenny Wallace, you heard what he had to say over the radio. Obviously, you gave it everything you had. How would you assess that qualifying effort?
Well, you know, Kenny Schrader told me one time, were you scared? And I said, no. He says, then you didn't go fast enough. But, you know, just loose enough in the middle 1 and 2 where I had to come up off the throttle about a quarter throttle. So, you know, you got to cheat death when you run these super speedways. And if you don't mind, I just want to give a shout out to the family farmers all over the United States. They've lost their crops this year, and we need them. So my prayers go out to all the farmers.
Thank you, Kenny. Good luck today.
Thank you. I love you all.
And we love him too, don't we?
We love you too, Kenny.
Talking about the crop conditions throughout so much of the country that have put a hurting on a lot of the crops and the farmers who grow those crops for us all. Mike Bliss, second quick on his first lap.
He might have got all there was in that car on the first one, though.
Yeah, a lot could be determined by air pressures, how you start this, whether you're going to pick up something on that second lap. If you started up there where you're wanting to get that maximum grip, then you're probably going to lose that after that first lap.
Yeah, lost about almost 4/10 of a second on that second lap, but still in the number 2 spot for Mike Bliss with just 12 cars to go. 8th in the championship. Had some good times in practice yesterday. Might be an underdog to keep an eye on today.
Man, this race team and Mike Bliss are always fun to watch. They just get so much out of a team that obviously you see no sponsors on the side of this, and so it's a lower budget deal, but they've got a real wheelman in Mike Bliss driving the car, and they do a lot.
Another one to keep an eye on today, Ryan Truex in the Gibbs 18. While we watch his laps, the other Gibbs car on the day is sitting atop the board, and it's drivers with Mike Massaro.
That, of course, is Brian Scott. And very fast lap, Brian. Where do you think it'll put you in the field today?
It was a nerve-wracking lap. We felt like what I ran here last fall was what it was going to take to get a pole, and that was a 55. So we're about 2/10 off of it. Hopefully it'll be a good starting position. It's just, man, it's hair-raising out there. It was about wrecked the first lap, and then to come back and just run as strong as we did the second lap, that's pretty good. It's exciting to race on Sunday here in the Nationwide Insurance Series. We've got a fast Dollar General Toyota. This is my favorite racetrack. And we really feel like this is going to be a good weekend to put this Dollar General car in victory lane.
Let's go over to Vince Welch.
Standing by with Justin Allgaier, former winner here at this race at Chicagoland, and also a very important race, not just because he's from Illinois, but your sponsor is as well. How important a week has it been for you guys?
It's been a busy week, but a good week. We were able to go to brand headquarters in Springfield, Illinois a couple of days ago and had quite a few people come out and support us. And then just this weekend, I mean, winning here last year and to try and come back and defend that, it's really cool. We missed out on the Dash for Cash this week, which I'm really bummed about, but you know, hopefully we can get a good finish and get back in that Nationwide Dash for Cash next week. And man, I'll tell you what, I'm excited, but I'm ready for this weekend to be over.
He's buckled up, getting ready to put that helmet on. His qualifying run is coming shortly, Alan.
See Justin out here in a minute. He mentioned the Nationwide Insurance Dash for Cash. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., one of the drivers involved in that, and just put his number atop the scoreboard.
We heard Brian Scott say it was going to take a 55 to get the pole. There's a 56.
Stenhouse Jr.
He's going to need another 100. He's got it so far down the back straightaway.
See if these tires can hold up through turns 3 and 4. He's not going to lift much right here.
Heard him say they went back to some baseline setups.
Didn't lift any.
Yep.
Well, he's definitely going to pick it up. It'll be better than a 55. 52.
New leader, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Stenhouse Jr., Sam Hornish Jr., Austin Dillon, Elliott Sadler, the 4 drivers in the Dash for Cash competition today with the blue spoilers and the Nationwide insurance banners like that across the windshield. Top finisher of those 4 gets $100,000 at the end of the race. And here is Sam Hornish Jr. Getting closer and closer and closer to the front of the pack where the championship standings are concerned. Best finish of 4th this season on a couple of occasions. Can he turn that into a trip to victory lane soon?
Business is picking up. Sam ran a good lap too, a 36-1.
Let's see if he's got anything left for this second lap. A little bit loose right there. Stayed in the gas though.
Yeah, but you can see how it did cost him speed. He was in the green until he saw the car get just a little out of shape.
I'm interested to watch where some of the different drivers are running. Some, like Sam, going right down to the white line. Some staying about a lane up off the bottom. Lane and a half even.
Did you see that though, Alan? That left front hit that bump right on the bottom, and it just basically launches the tire off the ground. And you can see how much it cost him.
About 0.12 of a second slower on lap 2, but second quick for now. Hornish Jr., 176.367 miles an hour. 9 cars to go.
Sam Hornish done a nice job getting himself back in this championship battle. It looked like there back a while back that he was going to be outside. It was going to kind of be a 3-man race, but Sam's surely right there.
Watch this left front tire.
I like the arc in the corner because he was already loose before he got to the bottom. Then when he hits those bumps down, it's really rough. That's why you see a lot of cars running higher through there.
And watching that, it makes my hands sweat standing up here in the booth just seeing that, because you know that feeling as a driver of what that's like. He did a great job right there.
That was 1 and 2. The big bump that took that left front tire was down in the middle of 3 and 4. Here's Elliott Sadler.
Much different line that we're seeing here.
Well, he's got something going on.
Yeah, first lap was only 31st fastest out of 35.
This one's not. I mean, it's going to be better, but it's not going to be anywhere near where he wanted it to be.
All right, second lap's going to move him all the way up to 8th quickest. Watch on his first lap coming off of turn number 2. You saw the time tracker there, how it just went off the cliff. Well, here's why. Into turn 1.
Whoa, wow, whoa. Yeah, he almost went off a cliff. That's incredible that he came back on that second lap after that and posted as good a lap as he did. He's up to 8th with that second one. I don't even know how you can breathe on that second lap.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, that car should have crashed. They should have been getting a backup out right there. That was a great job by Elliott.
Glove saving a beauty there. Speaking of gloves, they'll be wearing some baseball gloves on ESPN's Major League Baseball tonight and tomorrow. Tonight at 8, Josh Hamilton and the Rangers face off against their division rivals when they take on Mike Trout and the Angels. Then tomorrow night, the Rangers are back, hosting Adrian Gonzalez and the Red Sox at 8. Sunday Night Baseball, presented by Taco Bell. Monday Night Baseball, presented by USAA, both on ESPN. Also available on ESPN3, live on WatchESPN.com and the Watch ESPN app.
That Mike Trout's a good player for the Angels, but that Mark Trumbo, when he hits one hard, it travels a long way. Watched him in the home run derby back a few weeks ago.
Michael Annett on track now. 8 cars to go. That'll be 8th quickest on the first of the 2 laps for Michael Annett. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., qualifying leader right now, Mike.
Yeah, and he just got a big pat on the back from his crew chief, Mike Kelly. Outstanding lap. Quite an opportunity for you here today, it would seem. How do you look at it?
Our Ranchers Reserve Mustang was good yesterday in practice. We didn't do a qualifying run, so that was the first time, and that was a fun qualifying run. I think we were just a little too tight to get going for a second lap being a little faster, but we're definitely happy with that. Should be a good starting spot. I don't know if it would be enough for the pole. There's some fast guys to still go, and you know, we'll take it. You know, I think we got a great shot today, though. Mike and the guys have done an awesome job at getting our cars back to kind of a normal baseline package and ready to go for today. So it's going to be a fun race.
And Ricky Stenhouse has a very fast lap, looking for his 3rd pole of the season, hoping it'll hold up here, Alan, but obviously lots of fast cars remaining.
7 to go, Mike. Justin Allgaier on his 2nd lap now. First one was only 19th fastest. second one tracking a little better.
It's a little better, but he's not going to be happy with it.
31-20 for Justin Allgaier, 10th. On the first of his 2 laps.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Him and Elliott having about the same kind of issue.
Yeah, it looked like those cars, they were arcing them in and really getting down in once they got to the center.
Oh, into the wall.
Yeah. See a mark there. Brendan Gaughan put a tire mark on that outside wall.
Question is, how many marks and damage did he leave on the right side fenders of that 33 car?
Well, he ran good last night in the truck race. We had a lot of laps.
I think the car's okay there.
He's got a pretty good mark on the side, though.
We've just seen how durable these race cars are in comparison to what used to run.
Oh, I know. He's going to slow down here.
6th quickest on the first lap.
That may have knocked a little speed out of it. That little adjustment he made on the
That'll
car.
do it.
Yeah.
If nothing else, it'll make the guy behind the wheel a little more conservative on that second lap.
The car's any worse off, but it certainly gets the driver's attention.
I see Ernie Cope's got some decisions to make now where they make some repairs, adjustments, and go to the back. That's still a pretty good starting spot, 6 so far.
Remember that all the Nationwide Series races are impound races. There are only a few certain things you're allowed to do. Any post-impound adjustments to, for example, fix any damage from that, you give up your starting spot.
It was just about a foot from being perfect.
5 cars to go, Mike.
And Sam Hornish Jr. Taking a look at our scoring monitor here. Very, very curious to see what's going on. But obviously, you've got a pretty quick race car, second on the pylon right now. How good is it in race trim?
I feel like it was better in race trim. We actually didn't do a qualifying run yesterday because we felt pretty good about our car. We threw on a set of sticker tires just to see how the balance was going to be. So I'm really happy with the Alliance Truck Parts Dodge Challenger. Trying to figure out what the track's going to do different today versus what it was yesterday, because we didn't really have a cloud in the sky, had a lot of sunshine down on the track making it slick, and now we're getting a bunch of clouds that are rolling in. So it's going to be interesting, but all in all, I'm happy that we qualified as well as we did so far, and we'll see how it plays out today.
And Alan, he makes a good point. There have been fluctuating conditions. The sun's been popping in and out all afternoon.
Like Kyle Busch, he was struggling a little bit with this car being, looks like it was very loose that last corner. Probably not a bad sign for the race.
As long as it stays a little bit of cloud cover, that might be okay.
3rd fastest for Kyle Busch, the only NASCAR Sprint Cup Series regular in the top 40 in points anyway, that's going to be in the field for today's event. But of course, Kyle not driving for Joe Gibbs Racing, driving for Kyle Busch Motorsports. Can he get that W that's eluded him so far? Remember, his brother Kurt has the win at Richmond. And Kyle came within a skosh of winning a couple of them so far this year. 4 cars to go. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. waiting it out. Here's Cole Witt. First lap, 6th fastest.
To post a lap like Ricky Stenhouse did, you've got to have confidence in that car. You got to drive it down. Just like we saw Elliott Sadler, he was going for that kind of a lap, but the car just was not under him.
Yeah, I think got my attention though. Ricky Stenhouse talking about his car's a little too tight maybe to get more out of the second lap. I think that has a lot to do with it. When you're going down there and using no brake and basically not coming off the throttle, you've got to have something you can put the wheel in, and a little tight will go faster.
A couple of very consistent laps for Cole Witt. 30.81 and a 30.85, 6th fastest. 3 cars to go. Here is the 3 of Austin Dillon. Last race on a 1.5 mile track. He led 192 of 200 laps in scoring the win.
Got a good lap going here.
Yeah, I thought this might be one of the cars, not to take away from the other 2 that we have after this, but he was probably the guy that I looked at that had a chance just because of that performance at Kentucky.
Gonna get close. I think he might. That was so close.
2nd fastest.
Still got another lap to do it. Ricky Stenhouse did it on his 2nd lap.
Into the green.
I'm not sure he got to where he wanted to go right there.
He was just a little offline. Yeah, you can see how much it cost him coming off the corner. And that just carries all the way down the back straightaway. He gave it all he had that first lap.
Blues, guys. In 1 and 2, same place.
So Austin Dillon.
P2 right there, buddy. Good job. Good job.
Second at a 30.54. Stenhouse Jr. at a 30.52 has the lead for the moment. 2 cars to go. Danica Patrick and Parker Kligerman. Here's Danica.
She was really the first one yesterday to pop up with a really fast lap.
That wiggle right there is going to cost some speed. Her car's just not quite stable enough to make a run at Ricky Stenhouse.
When you're loose like that, boy, it really makes it tough to go after that second lap, too.
So I say, to run that kind of lap, you've got to have so much confidence and drive it, like I said, just basically not even back off the throttle, getting in the corner.
You could hear she came out there. You could see it there.
It's 12th fastest on the first lap. Tracking right about that same ballpark on the second lap. Number on the top left of the tracker there.
Yeah, this is the car that, like I said, put up the second fastest lap yesterday. Uh-oh. So they were tuned in for the conditions that we had yesterday.
That's right. Yeah.
Especially in 1 and 2.
We're hearing that from pretty much everybody.
First lap better on the 2:12 for Danica. And now 1 car to go. Parker Kligerman. Green flag. It's going to be Stenhouse or Kligerman on the pole for this afternoon's race. Penske Racing announced this week that Ryan Blaney would drive this car for 3 races during the summer. That raising eyebrows where Kligerman's future was concerned. Certainly applying some pressure that he needs to show all he can.
Certainly changed the way that I'm sure he viewed this race as he came in this weekend. I think he was looking at it before that announcement as just another one of his opportunities. Now I think that he probably is saying, okay, I have to make the most of every opportunity I have now. Good first lap, 5th quickest.
Tracking a little bit slower than that on the second lap. Boy, you can see that left front wheel just
I'm telling you, he got his
shaking.
hands full.
Yeah.
Looks like Ricky Stenhouse is going to be our pole sitter.
Yes, sir. Second lap a little slower for Kligerman, so he'll stay 5th on the board. And it will be the defending series champ who will start in the #1 spot. 2 of the 3 races this season on 1.5-mile tracks were won by Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And at a track where Roush Fenway Racing has never won in NASCAR National Series competition, the Cat in the Hats Mustang is going to start on pole position to try and change that Chicago shutout today. Well, Mike, it held up.
It did hold up, and big smile on Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s face. What do you got for the race? We know you're going to start up front.
Mike and I were just talking about the adjustments to make to our Ranchers Reserve Tender Beef Mustang. We're trying to decide what the weather's going to do. It's supposed to get hot and sunny and slick, and we're trying to figure out what adjustments to make between now and the race. So I'll leave that job up to Mike. But a great lap by the guys. You know, that's a testament to the engine shop, the body shop, everybody that everything plays a part into the 1.5-mile program, especially when you're close to wide open like we were. Thanks to all the guys at the shop, and it's a good starting spot.
Alan Bestwick just echoed what you had said about your strengths on 1.5-mile tracks so far this year. It seems like this race is playing right into your wheelhouse.
It's been okay. You know, practice yesterday was very, very good for us. We've you know, we were 1st and 2nd on average in both practices. You know, obviously we got the pole. That's a good starting spot. Hopefully we can get out to a lead and get some bonus points for leading laps and hopefully the most laps and go on to win. I think we got our, like I said earlier, we got our baseline package back in our cars, and I think we're back where we need to be.
And as we get deeper into the summer, the championship picture certainly intensifying. How much of an opportunity do you see this race as in terms of moving you forward in this championship race?
I think it's definitely one of them that has that opportunity to help us close that gap even more. I think we've made up points over the last couple weeks on the leader, so we got to continue to do what we're doing. Indy next week is going to be tough, but you know, we got to get through Chicago first.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Your pole sitter, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Now over to Vince.
Standing at the garage area for the 33 of Brendan Gaughan and surveying the damage on that race car and some wall contact during the qualifying run. What happened there, Brendan?
Me and Ernie were talking about if you could flat-foot it, not flat-foot it. And last night in the truck race, you know, they handle a little different. And the Remenard Chevy is just as good as we were in our Chevrolet last night. And I tried to go flat-foot that first lap, got tight, and just kept my foot in it. Thought it might just come make it. Chicago, the wall goes away from you, and we just scraped it. We're going to be okay. It's still going to not affect the handle of the Remenard Chevy. It's going to be just fine, but just missed it by that much.
You ran 5th at Vegas on the 1.5 miles. You haven't run many nationwide races this season, just a handful. But what does that give you from a 1.5 mile perspective as you come here for this racetrack?
Well, 1.5 miles are what I love so much. You know, that's where I've done so well. And Richard Childress picked a schedule that will help me. And so come to Chicago with, you know, with actual sponsors on board, with Riemann and Menards, you know, you got to perform. And last night had a 5-week layoff, and then last night ended up, you know, finishing second. Should have won the thing, but it felt good to be in position, and I think we're going to be able to keep our Riemann Menard Chevy in position tonight. Oh, and happy birthday, Mom.
There you go. Got to take care of that business. He'll start 10th. They don't believe they're going to go to the backup. The NASCAR officials looking at it with crew chief Ernie Cope. Alan.
Yeah, question just becomes if they have to make any repairs to that car and give up that position on the grid, Vince, and go to the back. That's a lot of track position to make up.
He's got a top 10 starting spot as it is now. If they have to make unapproved adjustments, they'll have to go to the back.
NASCAR officials there, along with Ernie Cope and Mike Dillon and the other officials of the Richard Childress Racing team, going to make that decision, while Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is recognized for winning the pole position for this afternoon's STP 300.
This week marks the beginning of a race within a race in the Nationwide Series.
One of these 4 drivers is going to win $100,000. You'll note those cars by the blue spoilers.
2 Dash for Cash cars racing first position.
Stenhouse and Dillon 6 and 3. That will be to be the first of the Dash for Cash cars.
I'm sure Stenhouse has given everything he's got, but I think that Austin Dillon may have the better car.
The Dash for Cash goes to Dillon.
Woo! Good job, Austin. Great job, everybody.
Well, $100,000 pot for Austin Dillon in last Saturday's New Hampshire race. And Dillon, along with Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Sam Hornish Jr., and Elliott Sadler, qualified to compete for the $100,000 bonus today here at Chicagoland. Austin Dillon with his 4th front row start in the last 8 races this season. He'll be on the outside of row number 1, Vince.
He hasn't put a wheel out of place all season long. Been very impressive on the nationwide side for a rookie. First race here in the Nationwide Series, but you ran here and won here in the truck last year. Does that help you at all as you come back in a different type of car?
Yeah, I think so. Just the experience we had and looking back at notes and what we did to our car. I mean, our truck setups are similar to what we bring to the nationwide stuff. We tinker a little bit different overall, but it's been very close to what our truck setups were last year. So it's worked for us, and Danny Stockman and Gil Martin working together this weekend again. It's working really well.
The Dash for Cash pocket at $100,000 from your effort last week. Spend any of it yet?
No, I haven't spent any of it. I'm going to wait until all 4 weeks are done. Hopefully we can collect big at Iowa, and that's we're eligible for that. We're gonna take it one race at a time, though. Chicago's a good track for us, and it was a good qualifying lap. I don't know if we could have maybe used the flat right there and might have gave me the 2 100s that we needed. My spotter, Andy Houston, came up to me before and said, man, maybe use that flat. That's what they're doing, and I usually don't like using a flat because it hurts the splitter, so maybe if I would have went on down there, it would have helped.
Second week in a row working with Gil Martin. I know that you've worked with Gil before, but here is your crew chief, second week in a row. How has this week been a little bit easier as compared to last week when it was your first week?
I think just the confidence is up. We both have confidence in each other now, and our adjustments are very good. You know, I've been able to communicate well with what we need, and he kind of has talked to Danny before he got here and just knows what communication I like to use, like what words are key words for me that kind of set him off to the adjustments he uses. So it's just been a really good weekend. The communication's been nice, and we really weren't that fast when we got here, and we just adjusted a bunch. We made a lot of changes yesterday, used up both sets of tires, the rookie set. We were really helpful with that, and just used everything we can.
Now, I know this is a different racetrack, but this is the same car in which you drove at Kentucky when you dominated that race, led 192 of the 200. Feel much different? I mean, I know you had to even ask someone whether this was the same car, but give you a little extra confidence knowing that it has been so dominant already this season?
our cars have been awesome all year long, every one of them. The Kentucky one just happened to go at the right time, and it was a good race car. But you do like those ones that get to victory lane. So it's been a fast car. We just adjust on it during the race. We're a little loose right now, so hopefully we can make a good adjustment in the first pit stop or before we get going with air pressure, and we'll put it out front.
So he's been fun to watch. Austin Dillon currently second in points. Mike?
Parker Kligerman takes over a car that has been to victory lane in 2012, driving the 22 car. A top 5 qualifying effort, but you were a little bit disappointed you didn't put it on the pole.
Yeah, well, you know, we had such a good mock qualifying effort yesterday, put us first in practice. I bet we were very loose, so I was kind of dreading coming out here. It was a little colder temperature, being that loose, you know. And Jeremy Bolins and Andrea, our engineer, did a great job putting the adjustments we needed. We were just that little bit away from being able to, for me to commit to the throttle and hold it out there. And maybe I wussed out a little bit in 1 and 2, and off of 4, I don't think I did, because off of 4, there was nothing left. So proud of these guys. That's a good starting spot, you know, because it's not about where you start, it's where you finish.
And obviously the goal is to finish up front, go to victory lane. How would you assess those chances?
Well, we had an even better race car in our discount tire Dodge than we did qualifying car. And so I'm excited for our chance today. I think one of the biggest things obviously be adjusting the cloud cover we have right now and then the sun popping out. And that's one of the fun things about being able to do a day race, which we don't get to do a lot of in the trucks. We race at nighttime a lot, so it's very much a stagnant, you know, sort of static condition. But here it's going to change a lot. And so Jeremy and Andrea and myself will just have to do our best for me to relay the information to them, for them to make the right changes, and hopefully we can put this discount tire Dodge Challenger in victory lane.
Indirectly, you were in the news this week as was announced that Ryan Blaney will take over this car. This will be your last race with this team as of right now. So how do you see this situation today?
Focus forward, man. I said yesterday, you know, all that talk, all that stuff, that's for the birds. I focus on one thing, that's winning. I wanted to win that truck yesterday. We came up a little short. I want to win this nationwide car, and I want to win that truck series championship. And if I do those things, everything will work out.
Great attitude. Best of luck today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let's go back to Vince.
Watching Danica Patrick as she's doing some debriefing and some communication. We're going to try to catch back up with her here in just a moment, Alan.
All right, Vince, thanks. Patrick winding up with the 13th fastest time and starting spot for today's race. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on the pole by 23 1/1000ths of a second over Austin Dillon.
You think about how fast they're going around here and to be that close.
Yeah.
But, hey, I think these are two young drivers that are kind of the face of this sport right now and what's going on, especially this series. And I think today's race is going to go a long way into showing us a lot about the championship, because we talk about these mile-and-a-half racetracks, and 7 of the last 10 races of this series are on mile-and-a-half racetracks. So this could go a long way in determining who we look at and who may be the strongest there.
You're going to have to be good on them when it comes down to that stretch run from Labor Day to November. Take a look at the starting lineup for this afternoon's STP 300. Stenhouse and Dillon. I wonder how much actually in feet 23 thousandths of a second is over a mile and a half. Might be inches. Yeah. Sam Hornish Jr. right in there as well, and there's Kyle Busch. Can today be the day?
Yeah, and Brian Scott, he's been looking for that first victory. This might be his opportunity. It's been a great racetrack for him over the years.
And Brendan Gaughan may not be able to start there if they make some adjustments to that car after he tagged the wall qualifying.
Keep an eye on that story as we progress closer toward race time. Mike Bliss, great qualifying run. Kenny Wallace, cheated death. Johanna Long, also in row 6.
And Elliott Sadler, he's just lucky he has a race car starting in that 8th row. I tell you, that thing got so far out of shape qualifying, I don't know how he brought it back.
Yeah, 2 drivers there, Michael Annette and Justin Allgaier, looking for a victory here.
Heard from Brad Sweet earlier, trying to make some progress early in his NASCAR Nationwide Series career. Going to come from row number 11 today. And Travis Pastrana, row number 16. Conservative setup under the car for qualifying.
Very conservative lap. Tanner Berryhill making another start.
Yep. 18-year-old in the 18th row. And the final starters in the field, Shepard, Harmon, and Long. Overcast conditions, 85 degrees. Temperature forecast to be in the mid-90s today. Field of cars now impounded, looking ahead toward the green flag. 3 of the top 4 drivers in the Nationwide Series Championship standings are in the top 3 spots for today's STP 300. Sam Hornish Jr. will start his number 12 Dodge from 3rd position. The winner of the last race on a 1.5 mile track and current championship leader, currently second in the championship, would be the leader, but that's another story, is Austin Dillon. By 23 1/1000ths of a second, it is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. who gets pole position. Blistering lap, 176.916 miles an hour. And for Stenhouse Jr., his 7th pole in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Reminder that when we are done with qualifying here at Chicagoland, we go off to Mosport. Ron Fellows, now one of the owners of that great Canadian road course. Don't know if you've ever been there, but I have. Fabulous place for road racing. American Le Mans Series Grand Prix of Mosport, 1 Eastern today here on ESPN2. Our coverage of this STP 300 from Chicagoland is over on ESPN. We start with NASCAR Countdown today at 2 Eastern time. And the Motorsports Weekend wraps up tonight with the Mopar Mile High NHRA Nationals. That starts at 7 Eastern time on ESPN2. Heard from Austin Dillon just a minute ago about if he'd have used the apron, maybe that'd have given him that 23 thousandths of a second he needed to be faster than Stenhouse. Well, here's a look comparing how they use this front part of the racetrack.
Yeah, they come and try to cut that distance off by getting down the flat part, but there's a big transition from the banking. There's some banking on the front straightaway, and you can see how it can really damage that splitter if you hit it abruptly. You see they got down on that splitter a little bit on that 6 car.
Yeah, as he came down, you could see the left front really hit hard right there. We'll see some people utilize that apron making a pass here in the race later this afternoon, but there's a little damage there.
And damage that they are allowed to repair by NASCAR as part of the post-qualifying.
Really think it's a good decision by Austin Dillon to realize that here's a rookie that's realizing things like that, you know, and realizing he doesn't want to take that chance for that little bit.
That's one of the things I really like about Austin Dillon. He's finished all the laps. He really takes care of his race car, and even taking care of qualifying. So I like a driver that thinks about that first. He's still fast. He's plenty fast enough to get the pole, but he didn't want to take that extra chance of going on the apron.
Talk to one of the Illinois natives in the field today, defending winner of this race. Mike Justin Allgaier wound up 16th.
He did. So obviously the task is a bit challenging starting mid-pack today. How do you look at it?
You know, last year we didn't get the greatest qualifying effort either in our Branch Chevy, and you know, I'm not really sure exactly what to expect. We worked really hard on it yesterday in practice. Obviously, it was a lot hotter and sunnier than it is now. I'm kind of hoping that those clouds come back, or the clouds go away and the sun comes back. But you know, I like our chance for today. I think we got a really good shot at not only getting up there for a win, but getting in that nationwide insurance dash for cash, and just you know, going to be methodical about it today and move up as many spots as we can when time allows.
As we get deeper into the summer, we focus more and more on the championship picture. There are 4 guys in front of you right now that appear to be pulling away. You're 73 points back in 5th. How do you look at your situation in terms of the championship picture right now?
Well, I mean, it's definitely tough to look at it because obviously we are so far back. But the way I've kind of judged it is, you know, at the beginning of the year, I think we were 30 or 40 something in points when we started the season, and we've kind of just steadily worked our way up there. And over the last couple races, I think we've gained some pretty valuable points. And they did qualify 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and like 15th today, so they definitely are keeping us on our toes. But we're just going to keep working hard and try and get this Branch Chevy up there week in and week out. And if we can do that, and they have a little bit of bad luck, we'll be right there.
And we'll keep our eyes on the defending winner of this race, Vince.
Standing by with Mike Bliss, 8th in points, and had a good qualifying run, 7th today. And now the sun's starting to peak. I don't know if we're going to get cloudy or sunny. Got a little breeze working. What are you anticipating for race conditions today at Chicagoland?
You know, I hope sun's out and it's 95 degrees because we kind of worked on our car yesterday and when it was sunny and hot. So I'm kind of concerned if it stays cloudy. I think our car's going to be too tight. Our Toyota was good yesterday in the sun. We got it driving better, but if it gets cloudy, I think we're going to be too tight.
Talking about the 1.5 miles, what makes this one unique? What is a unique characteristic about Chicagoland?
You know, the back straightaway is not straight. It kind of curves, but it's just, you're always freer here than any other 1.5 miles. It seems like for some reason the corners seem longer. From center out, it seems like you lay on the corner. You're in the corners a lot longer. I don't know what it is, but it seems like you're always a little freer center off here.
Keep an eye on it today in the race. Thanks, Mike. Mike Bliss.
Vince, thanks. See the drivers and crew chiefs moving toward that tent where they'll have the mandatory meeting with NASCAR before the race. They'll take roll call shortly. and then discuss and make sure all of the drivers know all of the particular rules and regulations, kind of like the ground rules meeting with the umpires and the managers at home plate before a baseball game. This race does not have many cautions traditionally. Last year, 3 cautions for 11 laps in the September race, 4 cautions for 18 laps in the July race. So, Andy, I imagine right now all the crew chiefs are starting to run the calculations over and over again about mileage and strategy.
Well, the mileage is going to be critical. We've seen it, the race won by people running out of fuel and somebody having just enough to make it. The other thing is they'll be working on trying to get these cars set up. These changes are in the weather are hard to predict. We can't even tell what it's going to do right now, and that's really throwing them a curveball. So they got to have their cars adjustable, and they're trying to make those adjustments as well as, like you said, those strategy decisions.
Yeah, and if you don't have, if you have to do that under green flag conditions, you really don't have much of a chance to make many adjustments. A track bar, some wedge, and air pressure is about all that you can do there. So a lot of them are hoping that the sun may come out and give them conditions more like yesterday. But I think that's something they're going to fight here all afternoon, is the clouds coming over and changing during one run, and then the sun coming back out, and you have a different race car.
43 drivers in the field. Give me one to keep an eye on this afternoon, and a particular reason why.
Kyle Busch, because he's won so many of these things already, and he's due. That's a good reason.
Well, I could name a lot for different reasons. Obviously, we have a great points battle, but I'm looking at Parker Kligerman just because of the situation that Mike Mazzaro brought up to him earlier about the news this week, him not being in the car anymore. I think that he has something to prove here today. Let's see if he can go out and do that. I like him. He's got a lot of talent as a driver. Let's see what he can do with that.
And I'll give you the 11 of Brian Scott, who this is statistically his best racetrack. They perform well in practice. They're qualified in 6th position. And if there's going to be someone who's a breakthrough first-time Nationwide Series winner today, he'd be my nominee to keep an eye on. Brian Scott today in the Joe Gibbs Racing 11. Up next, the American Le Mans Series Grand Prix of Mosport from Bowmanville, Canada. Don't forget, over on ESPN, NASCAR Countdown starts at 2 Eastern, leading up to the STP 300. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. So long for now from Joliet.